Take off a BC kid. Huh? Piss off a BC kid. Now you go. Anyway, so all right, for your SAT, you got to worry about I personally think that the your focus is you should focus strictly on the things that you know how to do. The thing you don't know how to do, you don't have to worry about it. Because by now you don't have enough time. But just worry about the things that I want you to be able to do. There are certain things I want you to be able to do system equation. Do you guys know how to do system equations? Which is solve like say it's 2x minus y equal to 10 and then like 3x plus y is equal to 5, something like this along the line. You got to be able to do it because they're always on it, right? System equation, you got to be able to deal with the word problems, like the word problem like Johnny decided to sell ticket for the concert or whatever, and he's got like $10 for like a kids ticket and like $15 for adult tickets, and you got like says 2 tickets. It's combined. You sold like 100 tickets, and the total revenue is like I don't know $800 or something. And you gotta be able to set up the system equation of that in order to do elimination. But elimination is something that you are gonna happen all the time. Another style of system equation that people usually have hard thing to do, like they will say, oh yeah, find the x plus by is equal to, I don't know, 15. I'm just naming the question. I don't know. What is the question? 2x plus 6y is equal to, I don't know. Um, um, I don't know. Something like that. They say, oh yeah, find out the value of a and b where the system is no solutions. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So you will get a possibility of no solution, which is what you're gonna do. You're gonna solve for y, and if you once you solve for y, they should have a different. Sorry, they should have same y-intercept and different. I mean, same slope, different y-intercept, same slope. It's always check the slope first, because if you check the slope, most of the answer will be done. And different y-intercept. This is the hardest one if there's no solution. If it's an infinite amount of solution, infinite solution is gonna be what? Infinite solution is gonna be same slope and same y-intercept. Basically the same equation. Okay, you're gonna have this second situation. This is the first situation. The third situation is easiest if you have one solution. Means owning one different slope. I don't know what the question will be, but I know I will solve for y standard form. Once I solve for y, I will do the comparison between the slopes. If you look at the slope, if they're the same, then more likely they have same solution. They have a infinite solution or no solutions. If they have different y-intercept, then that's where you have things. So you compare the slope. Yes.
Can you explain solution again?
No solution. All you gotta do is have different y-intercept. If it's different y-intercept, the line is bound to cross. Because if you're like this, they are bound to not cross. But if you have a little bit change of slope, there's always a one solution.
No solution is the same slope.
Huh?
No solution is same slope.
No solution is same slope. Same. Yeah.
So for one solution, it's different slope, but same y-intercept.
No, it doesn't have to have. They can have different y-intercept. If you have different slope, they more likely have different y-intercept. No, I don't have time to show you, but you can come like there was a lot of question on SAT prep or something like that. You just solve for y and you compare the slope. Okay, for me, like you have to be able to solve literal equation. Now I did hear there was nothing on this weekend's SAT. There's no literal equation. P equal to I over I plus G. But in general, 99% of the time that they're gonna have like something like this solve for I. But they say they don't have one this weekend, right, Ning? Okay. But yeah, you're gonna have one this Wednesday, I believe. They're not gonna likely that two tests doesn't show up literal equation. Or they might have something that's really easy and just overlook it. So like
Most of the questions that were like memorable were geometry.
yeah. Okay, so we're gonna talk about geometry a lot today, but
Ratios and stuff.
um so literal equation, complex number, you always have to be able to deal with complex numbers. I think complex number is one of the things that usually old SAT they will test a lot. Something like this, you gotta be able to rationalize. Do they have complex number or no? Okay, so they are usually a complex number that you have to deal with, which is in this case you gotta multiply by like say 5 minus 2i, 5 minus 2i, and you need a I squares go to -1, and you simplify all the way. And this is the harder one. Usually easy one would be like, what is 2 plus 3i times 5 minus 2i? And they just want to simplify. Okay, they will have some easier one like this. For me, that you have to know your standard deviation. Do you know what a meaning of standard deviation?
Difference like between the answers.
The variance between the mean.
It's how far are you away from mean. So let's just say if I have everybody test score here, I got everybody score around 70s, everybody like 71, 72, 73. That's low standard deviation. Now, if I have some people score 10, some people score 60, some people score 100, and scattered throughout, that means I have wide standard deviation because your mean's probably going to be 70 or 60, but you have 10 away from 60, so that's a 50 difference. That's a large standard deviation. Does that make sense? As far as survey goes on SAT, like when you do a survey of something, the best thing is always take into account in location, because location is always creating bias. The best answer to pick is always something to do with location. Location, they will say which one of the following survey makes the survey is not going to be very useful. Location is the biggest difference. Okay, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like, but that's that. You had to be able to deal with circles. You had to be. Did I just tell Friday? I told you like I put on a board.
You pointed at the circle and I was like, no, I don't care. And then there was two circles.
It's right there, and there's two circle equation on the test.
There was one was stats. It was so easy, and then the other one was there's a square inscribed inside of a circle, and the square has a perimeter of 30.
Oh, that's actually 30, 60, 90. That's actually 45, 45.
90.
Yeah, that's
And then the
45.
radius is x times root 2.
Yeah,
Find the value of x.
yeah,
How
that.
do you remember this?
Because I remember looking at it for like longer than 30 seconds.
Okay, you gotta be able to complete the circle, complete the square for the circles. Complete the square of the circle is take this number in front of x. You take the 4 divided by 2 and square. Always take this -6 divided by 2 square. So that's equal to 2 squared. That's equal to 4. This one's -3 squared. That's equal to 9. So that's going to be +4 and +9 +4 +9. And then you can complete a circle equation. It's going to be like this. And then your center is going to be -2 and 3. And your radius is going to be 4, because square root of 16 is going to be 4. For me, I love circles because that's usually its easiest question to give out. So I will ask area and circumference. And that's equal to pi r squared, which is equal to 16 pi. And 8 pi is going to be a circumference. Now, I can ask you that what she said. Actually went to SAT with the other day with some other people was circle and square square. They love those questions because it's 30, 60. There's a 45, 45, 90 triangles. But yeah. Circle, yeah, for sure. Try to know that. Know your standard deviation. Know how to find x-intercept, y-intercept. Do you guys know how to find x-intercept and y-intercept on anything? That usually very helpful. Set ups equal to 0. Right. How do I do set ups? If I x-intercept, set y equal to 0. Y-intercept, set x equal to 0. Usually that it can give you enough clue to figure out which graph is it. X-intercept and y-intercept is very, very key thing. So x-intercept and y-intercept is one thing that I always told students look for. It doesn't matter if they're exponential or they are quadratic or they are linear. Quadratic, you have to know negative b over 2a, or you can be like Min, who clutched through by finding horizontal tangent.
Oh yeah, because I was like, I'm not remembering these formulas. Hell no. I just took the derivative and I equalized to 0.
Do you know?
So
No, you're right.
It was so easy.
It was ax squared plus bx plus c. This is quadratic, right? This is actually that's something we know, and you know that the formula for algebra 2 is in order to find a vertex, you find out where the negative b over 2a is. Negative b over 2a. Do you remember that?
No.
It's the first part of the quadratic formula because that's going to be plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. That is the first part of quadratic. That is actually where your axis symmetry. But turns out, if you know your calculus, you can take a derivative of this, which is 2ax plus b. And you set it equal to 0. And you got negative b 2ax. X equal to negative b over 2a. It's same situation as calculus, but quadratic is going to actually, they prove the quadratic, the negative b over 2a. So a lot of people, you had to memorize where the vertex is. It's negative b over 2a. Or you can take a derivative, set it equal to 0. Min is, that's a really good applying.
Thank you so much.
I'm very proud of that. I don't care about anything else you did in my class, but I'm very proud of that. You can actually apply calculus into SAT, which is pretty cool. And which is some of my students did that. I think I have tutored one student. He got 800 on SAT math as well. And he's like, dude, I don't remember how to complete the square, so I take a derivative. I set it equal to 0. I find out where the both horizontal tangent is, and he find out both vertical tangent, and he just figure out that between those there's a center, which is, yeah, he definitely.
I feel like that's harder than completing this one.
Yeah, no, but he,
don't remember how to complete
but he don't remember how to complete the square, and he just actually did that. Yeah, he just
No, that's actually.
he clutched through using calculus, which is very impressive.
It's like, I feel like I understand that.
Okay. All right. All right. So one thing that you have to know for related rate. So those are all the things that I will say that you have to pay attention to, and you have to know your percentage questions, like 15% of something, or like say something like that. Those are 7th grade math, and I'm not gonna go over that. But there are a lot of like percentage questions or exponential rate question. Let's say if you have growth of something. Let's say if you have a bank account that's 5% growth every year, then it's gonna be 1.05. If the decay 5%, then it's gonna be 0.95. It's gonna be 0.95 in your growth or decay function. So either growth or decay, you have to understand that. Those are very simple to identify. You can identify those. I also posted one question of airplane question. It was like linear equation on the group chat. It was talking about the meaning. A lot of time SAT doesn't ask you to find slope. They ask you the meaning of the slope. Do you know that? That they don't really ask you to find the slope. They ask you meaning of the slope. What is the slope of meaning? Pick the right one. So I put a one question on there on the group chat. It says the airplane's descending. 4 minutes at the airplane is it's on the group chat. 25,000 feet after descent 12 minutes, and they are 5,000 feet. And so they will ask you the meaning of things. That, for example, find the time when the plane landed the ground. That's actually x-intercept. Finding the height before the airplane start descending. That is the y-intercept. So those meaning that you have to understand the meaning of question. The question I just posed on the group chat, those are phenomenal questions. Understand what it meant rather than actually doing the SAT problem. So let's go to geometry. We hear there's a lot of geometry problem, but we need to go through geometry for related rate and optimization. Okay, let's start with simple shapes, squares. Okay, squares. Is area equal to s squared? I mean s times s. Do not tell me length times width because square they have the same side. What is perimeter here though?
4s.
4s, thank you. Okay, how about rectangle? The area is what? LW. That's interesting. Perimeter equal to what? 2L plus 2W. Those are standard thing, and you're gonna be like, it's on the first sheet of review sheet, on the first page of SAT. Well, no, you don't have to look up those stuff. Those are standard. Circle is pretty cool though. I want to show you circle because area equal to pi r squared, right? Circumference, most people don't remember circumference, but if you take a derivative of pi r squared, 2 pi r, wow, that's crazy. Only work with circle though. Only work with circle. It doesn't work with anything else. This is the derivative. That's wild, right? Okay, so now let's go into square, rectangle, circle, and let's go to three-dimensional. Three-dimensional is, we're gonna start with a cube. What is the volume of a cube? S to the third power. Good. And that's very, very important because in related rate, I'm going to ask you cube questions and also optimization as well. Is my eyes flip over? I feel like it does. Okay. Anyway, surface area is what? 6x squared. Good. If you have problem memorizing that, just think about dies. A dice have 6 dies. I remember one year that a student asked me, Mr. Ye, I really need your help on the test, but I really know how to do it, but I don't know what's the formula for the surface area of a cube. I'm like, well, how many sides of dice? And she looked at me, she's like, 4. I'm like, good lord. Please don't go to casino. You didn't know this number 6 and 5 existed, right? Yeah, so there were 6 sides. Yeah. Cube. Rectangular shapes is like this. The volume is gonna be what? Length times width times height. Yes, that's very easy. What is surface area though?
2 length times width plus 2 length times height times 2 width times height. I mean plus 2 width times height.
Good, because they are total 3 separate dimensions here. They are this side, and they are 2 of them, and they are this side, they are 2 of them, and they are this side, they are 2 of them. So it's, you know, two sides of each same things. So you have to know this. Sphere, which is very, very cool. Sphere sphere is volume is equal to what?
4/3. What? R to the pi r to. I'm gonna say third, but I think it's second.
It's third because it's three-dimensional. Because circle is three-dimensional, so it's r to the third. Okay, can you guess what the surface area is? I'm gonna tell you using calculus. It'll help you.
Is it derivative?
Yeah, so it's 4 pi r.
Just take a derivative of that.
Plus,
That's calculus. Calculus idea. Now, with it being said, right, I can come up with an SAT question really easy. I can come up with an SAT question says there's a sphere, right? There's a sphere here, and there's a bigger sphere. And so this is sphere A, this is sphere B. Sphere A has 1/2 the radius compared to sphere B. So how big is sphere B compared to sphere A? Huh?
you gotta give us a
It's
multiple
not
choice
2
option.
times. Huh?
You gotta give us a multiple choice option.
Okay, multiple choice. Okay, let me say it. The radius is halfway. So this is a this radius is full, but this one is 1/2. 1/2 the original radius. So this is a half r, and this is r. Okay. So what is the size B? Size B is obviously bigger, right?
It's 1/8.
How much bigger?
8 times. Yeah, it's 8 times.
It's 24.
No.
Oh, dang it.
It should be 8 times.
It's one sheet. Yeah, it could be 8 times bigger.
It should be 8 times. Why is it 8 times? Because b equal to 4/3 pi r cubed, right? Now imagine this r is 1/2 r, right? To the third. So 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 is to the third. So it's 1/8. So it's actually 1/8 less if it's 1/2 less on radius. So you have to know like this way how you generalize ideas, and that's how you do like math. Math is very understand connections. It's not memorize things. I don't memorize shit. And if you ask me your name by the time next year you come back in, I won't know what's your name. I will remember what you did on your derivative test though. So I'll be like, you scored 63 on the test.
Easy to remember.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So sphere, you have to know your sphere. You have to know your cylinder. What is a cylinder? What is the area? What's the value of a cylinder?
It's pi r squared h.
Pi r squared h.
Right.
And surface area is what? Well, this is kind of tricky now.
It's
It's
2 pi r.
times 2 times the area of a circle. And then
2 pi
no,
Plus H times.
What? Oh,
Each times r.
No, not H times R. H times R.
does the
H times
circle
r.
come to
Would be
no, it's H times.
H times 2
I think it should be, I think.
All right. So those of you guys don't know, if I roll this paper up like this, right? If I roll up like this, that's a cylinder, right? This shape is a cylinder, right? If I explain it, it's called lateral face. A lateral face, this is the circumference of a circle, which as we know is 2 pi r. This is h. So it'll be 2 pi r h. So the surface area is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. That's the surface area. It's just understanding. It's not memorizing. I don't memorize. I told you I memorize.
What is optimism?
And I told you the truth. I don't even know the difference between width and length.
What do you mean?
Like I don't know. Like if I have a rectangle like this, right? I have no idea which size length which is its width.
Well, usually with rectangle, you do width and height.
It's like you're gonna take it there.
No.
It's
That's a
long and
square.
it's tall.
That's a square.
Length, up and down.
It's not a square.
It's
It is a
W
square.
and L, right? I don't know what's the difference, but anyway, my son was asking me like, "Daddy, what is the width and what's the length?" I'm like, "I don't know.
But it
I don't really care."
As long as you have
Yeah, it's relative if you stand up your box like this way or like this way, right? So it's not fair. Yeah.
It's a perspective.
But like when you're like measuring things in real life, like practical.
Okay, so what is a cone though? The cone is what? The cone is 1/3 of a cylinder. If you look at the y is 1/3, imagine that there is a cylinder and it has same height, same radius, right? Same height, same radius, like this. This is exactly 1/3. So it's equal to 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3. Exactly 1/3.
This area is just like 1/3 something.
No, volume. Volume of a cone is exactly 1/3 of the pi r squared h. So then you have to figure out this. So you just figure out what is the pi r squared h and then times 1/3 and you got a volume of cone. So got it? Okay, now cone that is done. You do need to know something else I forgot to mention on the other period, damn it. It's a Pythagorean identity, but everybody should know that. This one is going to be useful for SAT. So a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. That is going to be useful for SAT. But on SAT recently, they have new trend. A new trend is to understand the relationship between sine and cosine angles. So let's just say if I have an angle like this, if I have a right triangle, it's called cofunction identity. The cofunction identity is sine of theta is equal to, sine of theta is equal to cosine of 90 minus theta. And the cosine theta is equal to sine of 90 minus theta. Now, you actually use this on unit circle. Think about it. If you have sine of 30 degrees, it's equate to cosine of 60. So they like this new SAT things going on. I don't know why they test cofunction identity, but so, I mean, whatever. So sine of 1 degree is same as cosine of 89 degrees. So that just, and vice versa. Oh, triangles, triplets. How much time I have? Damn it. Triplets. Okay, Pythagorean triplet. 3, 4, 5 is very common on SAT. So this is going to be 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5. But the ratio 3, 4, 5, they all work too. So it could have 6, 8, 10. You could have
9, 12.
Thank you. Okay, 3, 4, 5 is triangle that you're gonna be accounting, and also 5, 12, 13 is on ACT and SAT. It's 5, 12, 13. That's a triplets that you have to know. There is a 7, 24, 25 that is on the AP calculus rather than the other one. So the other two that you just have to memorize is 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13. Now, the one that you're going to see on SAT a lot is similar triangle. And similar triangle has two setup. One is this setup here. Like this, kind of like we know in the calculus we have a shadow problem. It looks like this. I don't know how to draw a person. How to draw a stick figure. Like this. Okay, so so anyway, let's not draw a stick figure. Let's draw a line. So this angle are the same throughout two triangle. Which two triangle? This triangle and this triangle. So the ratio that you're gonna establish is x over y and a over b. So is x over y, the height and the base of the triangle, is equal to the bigger one, b plus y. On your SAT, it's gonna show up either this way or the other way. They can show up two parallel lines like this, and you can draw any two parallel lines. It's like one very long, one very short. So this is a parallel to each other. That's a notation. And this is gonna be A, B, C, D. How to create a ratio? Well, first of all, you understand this alternative angle are congruent. This is from SAT. This one here, that is also congruent from this one. And this is congruent because vertical angle. That's why they are similar. But they are inverted. They invert the other way. So it's going to be A over B is equal to what? D over C. It's inverted the other way. So you got to be careful when you set up your ratio, they are inverted the other way. So that make sense? Huh? Am I?